2020 has been a write-off. What a year, right? It's been such a crazy roller coaster that none of us saw happening. For us in Australia, we started with bushfires, and apparently we're likely to end on bushfires. So we just want this year to be finished already. But 2021 is coming up soon. So we want to talk about what we can do today to start getting ready for 2021. And here's the hint, it's going to be starting small and starting today. So who am I? I'm Michael. I'm an exercise physiologist and health coach. And I show you guys how you can ensure healthy aging by really taking charge of your behavior change and your habits. And I really love what I do. So today, as I said, we're going to be talking about getting ready for 2021 and what to do when there's no drive, when you don't have motivation. Because when it comes to behavior change, motivation is not really reliable. So we need to find ways to get ourselves into action even when we don't feel like it. So today I'm going to talk about 3 things in particular that I love talking to my clients about, how they can get into the right frame of mind for taking the right action to help move their health, their lifestyle, their habits forward to the next step. So number 1, today is a direct reflection of the past number of months or years of your decision making. What do I mean by that? So every decision you make is going to lead into results that lead into more decisions and lead into more results. So for example, 2 years ago, if you decided, I'm not going to join the gym, I'm not going to get back into walking, I'm going to really enjoy Game of Thrones, I'm going to really enjoy this other TV show. And then you might binge watch a TV show for a couple of months. And then that might spiral into you're starting to eat not as great, you're starting to move even less, maybe socialize even less. Here we are 2 years later, and I'm not in the health and the mindset and the social life that I want to have right now. But it's really because of the 2 years that have gone before me. It doesn't need to be 2 years, could be 2 months, could be a decade. Many of us get really fixed into one train of behavior that lasts for a long, long time. But we need to really be accountable. This step is really about being accountable for the decisions we've made. And of course, this year, especially, there's been things that are out of our control. And it's ended up in us being unemployed and unhappy and just, it's been a really challenging year, I know. But we always have control over our response to it. So did you kind of isolate yourself at home and not move at all, not exercise, start eating bad food for you and just kind of go down a negative spiral? Or did you say, no, the year is a terrible situation and I'm going to do what I can to keep on track? Okay, it's all about your decisions, and that's point number 1. Point number 2 is, what is the greatest amount of something that you want to do that you can guarantee to me that you'll do on your worst day? So think about your worst day, you're super busy, you've got back-to-back meetings, or it's raining and you can't get outside, or you don't have any money and you can't buy the things that you want to buy. So it's your worst day, but you really want to go for a walk, okay? So what is the least amount of walking that you can do on this particular day, okay? Might even be 3 minutes. But in the next step, I'm going to talk about why 3 minutes is a good place to start, okay? So maybe it's, I want to lose weight. So maybe my losing weight starts with what I'm eating. So instead of eating and overeating, having sweets and ice cream for dessert, maybe I'm going to say, what is the greatest amount that I can guarantee on my worst day? So my worst day, I'm really miserable and I just really reach for the sweet food. So on this day, maybe I say, I'm only going to skip out on two sweet dishes. So I'm going to avoid 2 sweet dishes on that day. That's the most I can guarantee. But anything after that, I'm just going to eat to make myself feel better. That's still a great start. All I'm interested in is starting. And why I say the greatest amount you can guarantee on your worst day is that if you do any more, then that's a plus. That's a massive success. It's a real bonus, because you're not going to have your worst days every day. So in a year's time, when maybe you've had 20% of your worst days, then actually you'll be much further ahead because you started doing even that little bit. Point number 3, maintenance doesn't really take so much. Doing a really little amount is so much better than doing nothing at all. For exercise and activity, for example, total bed rest. If I've broken my leg or I'm laid up in hospital for some reason, total inactivity actually is the fastest way to reduce your muscle mass and lose your conditioning. But even if you do a bit of activity, leg exercise in the bed, you'll maintain your muscle mass so much better. That's just one example. Another example is just keeping in the habit of something. Our habits are really vulnerable, especially when we've got no energy and no motivation. When we stop doing something, it really is out of sight, out of mind. So even doing something for a fraction of the time that we used to or that we want to will keep us in the frame of doing that activity. And when we've got more time and more interest and we've got more drive towards our goal, we'll actually do more of that same thing. But if we stop, it's kind of forgotten about. So it's really important to do a little and not do nothing. We've got to just keep doing a little bit at a time. So those are 3 things that you can start to think about what's going to take you into 2021 really powerfully. I want to know, tell me in the comments below what was the most interesting thing in this video, and it'd be great if you taught someone, because what we teach is what we remember. And if you remember this stuff, you're more likely to implement it. And as well, if you want to do some work with me for exercise or coaching reasons, head over to michaelkeogh.com and it'd be great to see you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.